for best of all. Don't keep changing, waiting. Don't keep changing, waiting. Sunday school is a place for fools. It's hot in hell, but the devil's cool. Don't keep changing, waiting. Don't keep changing, waiting. So don't just sit there, join the club. Sell your soul to Beelzebub.
Hey, everybody, it's I, Count Jackula. Hope everyone in all you pit dwellers are doing well. That's right, Liza. That is Goosed. This is... That's them. Oh, how is everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Man, I just gotta be honest, you know, like let's hail Satan and have some honesty in here. Yeah, I had kind of a fucking stressful week. It started with my meds not going real well. That didn't help. Like, let's be clear. It wasn't that. I don't know if the meds are bad, but they got all fucked up due to pharmacy. Oh, Cat says hello. Meow. You know, so that fucked me up, and I was having like this existential crisis like all week. You know, just feeling like everything sucks. I don't know what to do. Everything I'm doing is failing. Fuck everything. Yeah, it's just kind of a rough week. One of the things that happened, it was a minor thing, but it stuck with me. Which was, I fucking, like a couple weeks back. Like this was like, you know, not an age ago, but like, you know, 2-3 weeks ago. I did this TikTok responding to this one girl who was saying she had like this 30-page list of qualifications for who she would date, but she has never dated anyone before. Just like young kid. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta set this kid straight. You know, and so I do a response, and you know, I'm like, no, 5 really important things. Come on. You know, if you got a 30, because in my opinion, if you got a 30-page like fucking list of qualifications to, dude, 30 things, I guarantee the majority of them are just bullshit. Like they're bullshit. You know, they don't matter. They will not survive contact with the opposition, so to speak. You know, but 30 pages, good God. Even like double spaced, that's way too much. That's way too much. Qualifications? Gotta be kidding me. You know, and so, in what I thought was a kind of, you know, supportive manner, I'm like, no, get it down to 5. That's too much. You know, you're gonna miss out on a lot if your standards remain that high. That's ridiculous. You know, one of the things I didn't say, but I probably should have, which is if you stick to a list that's 30 pages long, that indicates that you don't want to change. And that's not good in a relationship. In fact, that's super bad. But I didn't say that because I thought, like, might feel like I'm picking on him. And then that turns into a whole thing. All right, so a couple weeks go by, right? And I forget about it. Yeah, but if a guy does it, it's controlling. Yeah, I didn't want to necessarily bring that up. That's another thing I didn't necessarily want to say because I'm like, I don't want to get into what's good for the goose is good for the gander kind of shit. Like, it's bullshit. But all of a sudden, like after about a week, like in the beginning of the, comments are neutral to supportive, they're pretty good. I forget I make it. All of a sudden, like 4 days ago, like I get all these negative responses on the damn thing. And I'm like, I made that forever ago. Like a week? That's like forever in TikTok time. What the fuck? Like, how did this get put on blast somewhere? Like what the hell's going on? Because they're all negative and they're all saying the same shit, which is occasionally it's how dare you ask her to lower her standards, which is not what I'm saying. Two, you're old, she doesn't want you. What the fuck is wrong with you? And just picking on my, just basically picking on my age. I'm like, the fuck? So I respond to that one. And I'm like, I have, look, I got no interest in this girl. Like, none. Absolutely none. And that I'm like, look, the reason I'm saying 5 is because, like, you can fucking keep that in your head. You know what that means. And I send that one out. That one's getting there's some positive likes, but most of the comments are negative under that one. And I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, I mentioned that. I'm like, well, how's my dating life? Pretty good, actually. I got through it relatively well because I didn't put up with a lot of bullshit. Like the first relationship I was ever in, like real relationship, was such a great example of what not to do that I never made the same mistakes again. I learned to identify controlling behavior. I learned to identify narcissism. I learned to just realize what I was willing to put up with and what I wasn't. And one of the things I realized is never treat yourself like second prize. Don't let yourself be second place in someone else's relationships game. Don't. It reeks. If you're gonna be in, for example, a polyamorous relationship, which is not technically the same thing, but that has to be the person has to want you. It can't be like, well, I'm with this one unless something better comes along. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Someone has to get, it's one thing for someone to just sort of like, good enough, but really like you and really want to be with you, because that's being ironic. That's just being kind of a jackass about it. But like, I've seen it so many times when it's like, yeah, you'll do for now. What do you mean for now? If it's for now, this is not a relationship. You know? It's not a relationship if it's for now. You know? Oh, and by the way, until the relationship falls apart is not till now. Until, for the time, for now. That's not for now. That's like, well, this relationship is bad. It needs to stop. Oh my God, look at the cat. He's back there. That's Comet. He's being an asshole. But yeah, you don't want to be runner-up to someone else. That sucks. Yeah, you'll do is generally pretty bad in a relationship, unless you're, kind of joking about it, you know. So yeah, but getting a lot of negative comments on the second TikTok. I'm like, I was tempted to make a third, but I'm like, Although I may make one just to bring up the like, but if a fucking guy does it, then he's objectifying you, right? Oh, but it's not about the same stuff. I know it's not about the same stuff, but just think about it. Just think about it. It's still fucked up. You're trying to fit a fantasy. You're not trying to find someone you can live a fantasy with. Or you could experience a fantasy with. You're Espion das Mew. I have no idea what just happened. Well, at least we're all on the same page. I have no idea what that was either. Hi, Comet. Do you want out or are you going to stay in here? Fin cells. Fin cells? Did you mean fem cells? I don't know if I would go so far as to call the girl a femcel. Like, my opinion is you got to be a little older. You got to be a little. You either got to declare yourself an incel or be a little older, like your mid-20s. I just thought she was like young and going in a really bad direction. I'm like, I didn't even follow the girl. I'm just like, well, fucking automatically tagging the post. That should be good enough. And then she could take the advice, argue with it, or ignore it as the case merits in her world. Yeah, it's just you seem very young and naive. Too much time on TikTok or Twitter or whatever. Tell her to touch grass. Yeah, I find myself going like, no, get out there, smoke some weed, like get a little drunk, because that's the other thing. That's the other reason why it's like 5, because like you want to remember that shit when you're like, when like your intoxicant level is a little elevated, you got to be able to remember it when you're a little fucked up, Oh, but I'm never going to do drugs. Okay, well, that's already going to make things harder, yeah, act like a young person, damn it. And the thing is, she is acting like a young person, but like, oh boy. It's like you think you know this territory. You do not. Not at all. No, she absolutely doesn't know what she's looking for. Of course not. You know, did you know what you were looking for at 19? I didn't. I knew some things I was looking for, but I hadn't really gotten to the point where I knew what was important. You know, that happened in my early 20s. I think it was about like 21 when I really started figuring it out, because I had enough experience that I was like, okay, like let's figure out what we're really all about here. Oh yeah. Yeah, the raid of the Kansas newspaper. Yeah, yeah, and the resulting death. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, exactly. At 19, you knew a couple of basic traits, real general traits, and a general body type. A general appearance. Like that's pretty much it. That's all you really know. That, which is fine. Which is okay, but like your knowledge must deepen as things go on. No, Jack, it makes perfect sense. Well, I know the story. Like, I know the story and the probable reason it happened, which it involves crooked cops, so I got that part of the Kansas story, but it was one of those like, what? Yeah, basically the police used this excuse that the excuse was that it had something to do with somebody getting a liquor license. And it's like, they have evidence that this person shouldn't have a liquor license. And I'm like, you're the cops. You should already have that information. Yeah, they confiscated all of the press stuff. You know, yeah, her death was an indirect result of the raid. Speaking of TikTok, did you see the one I tagged you? I didn't. Well, I mean, I don't know which one you're referring to. Because it could be several. Let's see. Following.
So nothing bad happened? So nothing bad happened?
All right. I need to turn let's see, inbox. Yeah, judge signed the warrant. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I would have just been like, I mean, judge had to have been paid off or is in cahoots. Oh, the podcast about gingers and comics. That one. Yes, I did see that one. I thought that was really funny. What Eliza's talking about is there was like a podcast where like it's one of those podcasts where it's like a bunch of dudes like, like drinking beers and like smoking weed, that kind of thing. And one of them just goes, "Have you noticed that black people are the new redheads?" And the guy's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "Nah, think about it, man. Every comic character, every major character that used to be a redhead is now played by a black person." They're like, what are you talking about? It's like, look, Jimmy Olsen, redhead, now black dude on the TV show. And they're like, okay. Starfire, redhead, now played by a black girl on TV show. Wait, what? And they like keep going. The guy keeps going. And they're like, what the fuck? You know, like it was just one of those like, wait a minute. What? Why? You know, one of those, you know, and the only thing that they could come up with is these places want diversity, but they don't all necessarily want to put it in the main character. So they put it in side characters. And a lot of side characters were redheads. One of the other examples was Firestorm. He's a redhead in a TV show. He's played by a black guy. Yeah, so that's what she's talking about, because they kept going down the list, and they're like, well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, that guy's my black guy too. What the fuck? Like, do you think it's intentional? I'm like, well, it can't be directly intentional. That's too weird. That's too weird. It's got to be because the redhead characters used to be the sidekicks, and a lot of the redheaded characters have ended up in like sidekicks in like more popular character shows. They're like, yeah, make that one black. Mary Jane, that was another one. That's a black girl. I think the only one who kept the hair color was fucking Starfire. Like, she has red hair still, right? Like, they gave her red hair, right? Yeah, it's a pinkish red, but yeah, I would have gone with orange. I would have gone with an orangey red because, fire. Oh, that's right. She had pink hair in Teen Titans Go. Oh, so that's probably why they made that choice. Oh, okay. But I don't like Teen Titans Go. Huh. Then again, like, DC's got like a character called Flame whose primary color is green, so like, and that's just in the DC comics. It's like, hey, her name is Flame. She's green. What? She's not Green Fire or something like that, or Green Flame, or she's just Flame. All right. The other one was realizing that all the original, like, why are lightning powers so prevalent among black superheroes? That was another one. That was one where I personally went, no, wait a minute. Storm, Bishop, Black Lightning. Huh. That, the new Shocker. The new Electro? You know, the Jamie Foxx Electro? You're like, well, wait a minute. Like, what's going on? Yeah, Flame has a girlfriend named Ice. Well, isn't Ice is like blue, Static Shock? Yeah, that's another big one. With a girlfriend named Ice, please. Okay, so I don't know that much about DC Comics, so please tell me Ice is at least blue. Or has the Iceman thing where she's like made of ice or something. Please. Nope, she's red, someone's going to tell me. You know, and I'll be like, yeah, all right, DC. Okay, good, she's blue. All right. Oh, wait, is a character that I'm thinking of literally called Ice? I mean, Fire? Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, Fire. She's got a green outfit and has green hair. What the shit? It's like she could have been blonde with a red outfit or even like a redhead with a yellow outfit, you know, but no. I gotta say, it was the only fucking problem I had with Zenyatta playing Mary Jane is I thought they should have dyed her hair red. You know, because one of her defining features was that she had red hair. You know, she was a redhead. You know, and I've seen tons of people with like bright red, artificially colored hair. So, like, you know, just do that. And what's with natives talking with animals? Well, to be fair, that actually is kind of a thing. But white people talk to animals too. But a lot of native First Nation culture talks to animals like they're almost equals. You know, so it's a little bit different. When white people talk to their pets, it's kind of diminutively. You know, like they're talking to a child. You know, I've noticed that when like native people talk to animals, it tends to be a lot closer to ornery teenager. You know? It's like, what the hell are you doing? Don't do that. You know? Oh, don't you start. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, ask the animal how the day is. You know? But when white people do it, it's like all baby talk, almost always baby talk. You know? This weird little cultural thing. You know, Asian people talk to cats like they're roommates. Well, at least centrally. Chinese people do. I think Japanese people tend to do it too. Mom scolds my cats and she's my hobby. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, we do all talk to animals. It's just in a different way. Like, culturally, it's a little bit different. You know, we all love our animals. There's just like a different cultural way of interacting with them. Yeah, Asian people and their cats, they're either treated like roommates or, um, they will also do like the baby thing with a cat. Um, Dogs, not so much for some reason. I don't know why that is. You're that guy that vents all day to your dog. Can confirm for Thailand. Yeah. Well, there's particularly around temples. Cats are really important to temples because where there is a temple, there are a lot of people. And where there's a lot of people, cats will gather, if you let them. If you let them gather, they will. Like the temples in Taiwan always have cats crawling around them. Because temples also in Taiwan tend to have markets right by them. Because they're big tourist destinations. Those cats will sleep on the edges of cliffs, man. Like, keep your anxiety in check because you'll be like, people would just be walking by a cat. And those cats fucking know how to. Here's the thing. Cats in Asian countries know how to stay out of people's way. Never stepped on a cat in Asia. Never. They just got all that this spatial awareness adaptation, or probably more likely the adaptation that basically says, like, don't let them fucking step on you, dude. Whereas I think Western cats, even my beloved Gomez, hey. I don't know, but he doesn't have that. Oh, the Snake Temple. Oh my God. Yeah. I've never gotten to go there. Yeah, that's a place I've wait, are you talking about yeah, you're talking about the temple, a temple, not yeah, the White Snake Temple, as opposed to Snake Alley. Snake Alley I have been to. Yeah. Oh, your buddy got to go there? Oh man. Oh yeah, with Taiwan it's cats. Like there are like neighborhood dogs, but there aren't as many. But there are a fuck ton of cats. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. There might be a reason for it, or if it's just like just a quirk of the area. Yeah, most of the Cat's Deer temples are really used to people. Hey, Super Anime Girl. Yeah, I've seen the pictures of Snake Island. Oh my god. Holy shit. Yeah, but Snake Alley I've been to like many times. I visit that place like at least once a visit because that's one of the major night markets. I forget why it's called Snake Alley. I'm sure there's a reason for it, you know. But you know, fewer snakes than you would expect for something called Snake Alley. Yeah, let's see. Maybe if it's Snake Alley got its nickname due to the numerous restaurants serving snake meat in the past. Huh. Let's see. They would get attention from passersby by putting on performances where the handlers would kill and skin live snakes. However, the government banned performances in 2000. They weren't that fucking common. Like, I never saw them. I think I'd remember that. Yeah, same place. I mean, last time I was there, it was post 2000. But like, what about all the other times I had been there? Huh? I did not know that. Yeah, Longshan Temple State. Yeah. Totally. I've been here. Prostitutes could easily be found in the brothels in the area where they wait for customers in plain view. In 91, the Taiwanese government outlawed prostitution. But that makes sense. I mean, most of the times I've been to the night markets has been like post 1990. So I'm like, I didn't see anything. Oh, well, if they stopped when I was like 10. No, actually, I would have been 15, actually. Yeah, I would have been absolutely the right age to notice. Oh, you went to a punk flea market the other day? Oh, man. I keep meaning to, like, check out one of the local swap meets, but, like, today a friend was having a memorial, so I went to that today. Most of the flea markets are, like, on Sunday. Oh, man. Environmental engineer got to study Snake Island. Damn. Yeah. Oh, it's in the Ukraine. I didn't realize that. Or is there more than one of them? I think there must be more than one of them. Oh, there is. There's one in Ukraine. There's one off the short coast of Brazil. Okay. Oof. Look at them. Oh. Yeah, some of these look like vipers. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, God. Yeah, that's a viper. Um, no snake infested place on earth. Yeah, infested with a venomous cousin of the deadliest snake of the Americas. Oh, jeez. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get bitten. Constrictors I like. I like snakes, so constrictors are easy to handle. Well, not all of them, but like most of the ones that you would buy as the ball python. The ball python is one of my favorites, along with the corn snake. Yeah, to have someone out there in case of a snake bite. Yep. You got some really badass shirts and hot sauces. God damn it. I can't eat spicy like I used to could. I hate that. Man. Yeah, I love snakes. I think they're real cool. I would never own a viper though. I had that's snake breeding friend that I had in Maryland, a guy named Billy. And here's the thing: if you're familiar, you're like, you got an image of Billy, and it's probably correct. Lived in a trailer house. Big Second Amendment guy. Had tons of guns. Like heavy metal redneck, like I'm an old man now. I know, I'm getting old. I'm like, I'm wondering if I should like shave my beard off. I look younger without it, but like maybe that's just me trying to hide my age. Long balding hair. Yep, he's a young guy. He started balding early. Like he was like early 20s, I think, at the oldest. Is he alive? I have no idea. I have no idea if Billy's still alive. I do remember that he kept vipers, and one of them bit his girlfriend. She lived. She was okay, but like clearly that was harrowing. I think after that he got rid of all of his vipers, but I can't quite remember. Got that one hair there. There we go. I have to now hope that like I now I now have to rely on women who like older looking guys for my kicks. Viper Wifer, he probably did have to choose. Look like a kung fu master. I need to look like a sexy kung fu master. Oh, hognose snakes are so cute, so dangerous. Oh. Oh, no. Wait. It's non-poisonous. They are not dangerous to people, however, they do possess a mild venom that is used for subduing prey. Oh, yeah, the hog noses are the ones with the little beep. Yeah, it's not fun being bitten by them, but they don't tend to bite people. Yeah, they're the ones that play dead, you know. It's just one of my his sister almost got sold a spiny bush viper, and he was okay that she didn't have her license. What? Okay. Just trying to live his sex and zen dreams. Well, hey, can you blame me? You fucking blame me. I'm assuming we're talking about the eastern hognose. Yeah, the best ones to boop are actually the ball pythons. Ball pythons, they're very derpy and not very aggressive. Sometimes you have to trick them into eating. Like that's how not aggressive a ball python is. Like a regular python is more aggressive than a ball python, and even they're not dangerous to people. Hey Tyler, how you doing? Welcome back. Talk about snakes. Yeah, you had 13 corn snakes? Good God, that's a lot. Did you have any of one of the ones with the little red the little red scales? I mean, I'm pretty sure one of them had to have that. Oh, I look at yes. There are a lot of animals I wonder how they're not extinct. Koalas and sloths. Oh yeah, copper rattlesnakes are aggressive. You know. Yeah, they're very aggressive. You know, the whole purpose of that rattle is like, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. I will fucking bite the shit out of you. And it won't hurt for a couple of minutes, but then you will be begging for an end to your pain. Don't do it. I will fuck you up. A candy cane, a motley snow, a lavender, a chocolate, and a sunburst. Ooh. Aw. Sometimes you look at your cats, you're like, but they won't make it outside. Uh, yeah. I've had some cats like that. Luckily, Gomez does not seem to be one of them. He seems to be able to handle himself. His biggest problem right now is actually Comet. You raised a catfish and a cockatoo? Damn. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Oregon is very snake prone. Well, then again, neither are cockatoos. So, nope. Tons of snakes in Oregon, including rattlesnakes. The western rattlesnake. Most common snake in Oregon is the gopher snake. Huh. Neat. Yeah, the garter snake. Ooh, the valley garter snake. That one's real pretty. California king snake. Familiar. The western rattlesnake. Beware. Oof. The aquatic garter snake. A lot of garter snakes, apparently. Yeah. Oh, geez. Like, apparently Oregon's got all the garter snakes. The king snake. Yeah, the king snake is the non-venomous one. The coral snake is the venomous one. Rhyme about king snakes and coral snakes. Red touches yellow, kills a fellow. Red touches black venom black. I know garter snakes are really cute, but like my oh. When you say late son, you meant one of the snakes. Oh, Jesus, sorry. I was like, heart skipped a beat a minute for there for a second. Yeah. Oh, the Motley Snow died. 17 years. Damn. Damn. Snake Plissken. I've never heard someone call a snake Snake Plissken. Oh, you did lose your real life son? Oh, no. There's only 7. Oh my God. What happened? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but oh my God. I had no idea. I didn't know that. I don't think you'd mentioned that before. I mean, I can see why that's not something you would bring up, but oh my God. Yikes. Oh man. Sudden death syndrome? Oh. At 7? Oh my God. And that's 7 years, right? So I think they were both named Jack. Oh, God damn it. No, don't put that on me. Oh. Although I am honored. Oh man. Yikes. Oh man. Oh, I'm so sorry. That and my mind just boggles. Damn. Man, just oh god, that sounds like a nightmare. Oof. Yeah, very sorry. I'll bet it's hard. Yeah, well, yeah, it does kind of remind me of like yeah, it reminds me of there's a line I heard about life, which is life can be kind, but she isn't fair. Oof. I wonder, it makes me ask the question like, wow, what's worse? Like having that suddenly happen or watching someone that young like, fall to a disease that takes a long time. You can give them all the love in the world, but you have to take it back. Uh, oof. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you have to learn to be able to do it again, but like but then you're like in this you might oh man, so I'm thinking about myself as like, hey, I imagine there's like this weird survivor's guilt situation. You know, my am I doing something bad by like, you know, having another kid or they passed the same week as Lilith the King Cobra passed. Damn. She was defanged, right? Like I'm assuming the kid didn't get bitten by one of them. You know. Oh, you're talking about but when you say Lilith the snake, you mean uh is it was this one of your own or the celebrity king snake? Jack the snake was a corn snake. Oh, okay. Oh man, he did not. They did an autopsy on Lilith, the snake. Oh, she was a white king cobra. Oh man. You can't have kids anymore? Oh, okay. She was wild caught? Oh man. Yeah. Well, like kid, that actually brings up something. Well, I power of the devil. That's how she survived. He's like, I'm going to be found by a weird guy. He's going to name me Lilith. I must live. Yeah, it was a beautiful snake. Yeah. Man. I had a friend last week had a hysterectomy. And it got me thinking about, yeah, we do. There is a lot of defining of women by the uteruses and what the uterus does. And I started thinking how fucked that was. Because we're not talking about like the vagina. We're talking specifically about the uterus and how like all womanhood legally and culturally seems to just revolve around that thing. You know, I'm just sort of like, and realizing like how that never really was a part of my personal calculation. To me, it was always boobs, vagina, you know, like, and the vagina is different than the uterus for those who don't know, you know, your menstrual cycle. You know, what the funny thing is I made jokes about the menstrual cycle, but when I never actually put it in the context of being a trans dude. Yeah, there's another dimension to it, you know? And I'm like, why didn't I ever put that together? That should have been a slam dunk. That should have been easy. I just never thought about it, I guess. Oh my God. Yeah, menopause. I feel like I'm going through menopause sometimes, you know. Oh my God. Oh my God. You gonna be a grunkle again? Number 8 and 9. Oh, nice. Nice. But like, yeah. I was just thinking about like, wait. When we talk about conservative people, it's all about that uterus. You know? And it's like they're all like, it's uter us, not uter you, you know? And it got me realizing, wow, they really, really, really do value breeding potential over everything. Wow. You know, to the point where like anything else is like an abomination, but they don't really think about it. You know. Well, women can give birth. Well, you know, some women can. A lot of them. You know, but that ain't universal among cisgendered women. You know, it would be like if we judged guys entirely on their sperm count. You know, not that that doesn't happen, but if that's not like ever the main thing, you know what I mean? Uter in, you are uter out. Uter in, gotta uter out. Uter out of my uterus, you know? Yeah, that's a thing that I've been noticing. And in that context, it's the really bad sex education and the bullshit that a lot of these boys are fucking being fed starts to make more sense and becomes way more insidious. You know, you can't find out about the difference between the vagina and the uterus. You might not have children by accident. You know, we got to we don't care how they show up. We got to keep having that new generation of workers coming in. My girlfriend is on her period, so I am too. It's a uterus. You know, the funny thing is that, you know, like when you're in those conservative areas, like losing your uterus is like a tragedy. And of course, like, I'm an asshole, so I'm like, really? I can see an upside to it. You know? You know, there are plenty of women who are like, oh, thank God. You know? You know, and some others are like, I wasn't using it anyway. We can't have women doing that. We need to keep workers and church donators coming in. And I didn't used to think that that was the purpose because that just seemed too stupid. That just seemed too, as a little kid, I was like, that can't be true. That's dumb. Like, that's really dumb to worry about that. And then I realized, oh, it is dumb. They're dumb. What? And people let them educate children? They're stupid. You know, why is education so bad in highly religious areas? Well, look who the teachers are. You know? Stupid in, stupid out. It's like the one problem I have with it. We got to keep stupid people from breeding. And I'm like, we got to keep stupid people from teaching children. That's the bigger problem. Because it turns out stupid's not really a genetic trait. You know, as long as you have like an at least average functioning brain, you have the potential to be smart. You know, the median is actually pretty good if you use it. It's sort of like, it's almost like it's almost like muscles are the same. It's like parts of the body. You're just the same way. You know, train your brain, it works better. Train your body, it works better. Yeah, fools create fools, man. Well, that might be a little too. To me, a fool is a person who just doesn't know yet. You know, we're all fools of one type or another. What I'm talking about is stupid. Like, to me, stupid is an inability to put the obvious together. You know, one of those, did you need to be told that? You know, like, hey, how come it's always dark when the sun goes away? How old are you? You know, why are you just asking this question now? Like, that's a question a 4-year-old asks. Everyone is a fool or a mook. You know? Oh, man. But yeah, that's what worries me. Dumb people making educational decisions is what worries me. Because, you know, at that point, it's garbage in, garbage out. And I find myself going like, nobody really truly appreciates how useful intelligent people are. Because we decided, well, we need all the intelligent people to do all the office and thinking work, right? And so you shuffle them all into that, and then a bunch of other shit starts to fail. Why? Because you put less smart people in charge. I cannot tell you how valuable a smart mechanic or a smart plumber is. Yeah, listen here, you mook. Yeah, I know what I know what you're saying. But like, I've seen smart people in what people would consider to be stupid people jobs, and they do amazingly. They do really well. They do really good work. You know, because they're smart. They can put the obvious together. When I was a kid trying to fit blocks into things, the only thing that I was sad about is not realizing everything basically fit in the square hole. It took me forever to realize that. You can put the round peg in the square hole. You can put the rectangular bit in the square hole. You can put the little bridge bit in the square hole. It's like when I realized, quick, how many months have 28 days? All of them. Best insult. Your mother bought you Mega Blocks to sell Legos. Yeah, a lot of really stupid people are in politics. Well, maybe a better way of putting it is this. A lot of people who are willing to do and say stupid things are in politics. That's what you'll find more of. God tier, separating the tiny thin Legos. Well, see, that's why I have that's why as a kid I was used to letting my fingernails grow a bit because I have these really tough fingernails. So I was always able to crack them open. I didn't need no fucking prior. You know? I've loosened screws with these things. You know? That was a one compliment every girl always gave me. He's like, wow, your fingernails are amazing. And I'm like, yep. I got these fingernails from my grandmother. Like my father's mother, like her fingernails are tough as shit. You know, like if she sharpened them, she'd basically have hag hands. You know, you'd be like, how deadly could a fucking fingernails be? Like, oh my God. Like, I'm pretty sure she could open beer bottles with those things if she wanted to. Good God. Yeah, I've heard of Candisha. Well, that I mainly know it as a name, though. You know, is it anything else? Like, do you mean like? Oh, there's a movie called Candisha. Oh, it's also the name of a monster. Oh, okay. I did not. Yeah, my grandmother could have had Lady Deathstrike fingernails. Like, her fingernails are just gnarly. They're thick, kind of gnarly. You know, I mean, like, she was always like, she always like had the manicured, like, you know, but I remember holding her hand as a kid and like kind of feeling her fingernails and just being like, Jesus Christ. You know, and then as I got older, I was like, well, I think, yeah, I inherited that, you know. Learn to use them in fights too. Luckily, I've never had to actually like really do it. But yeah, I trained to use. Okay, so basically, like in Kung Fu, you have these certain animal styles. One of them is tiger, and tiger. There's a movie. There's a movie called Kandisha. Yeah, I thought it was just like the name of a character in it because I've seen that Kandisha used as a name many times. But the whole thing with tiger style is instead of just going for the straight punch, it's about extending your hands and grabbing at the moment of impact. So like you're attempting to take little chunks out of people. I have cut myself with my own fingernails, though. I have a couple of times done that thing where like I'm getting real tense and I'm like holding on to my arm too tight. It's like, oh, someone's like, dude, you're bleeding. Hmm? Oh, shit. Yeah, I better go take care of that. Which is pretty good because I was looking for a reason to get out of there anyway. Crush the skull. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, apparently one of my great grand uncle on my father's side. He was rumored to know the secret of the dim mock, but who knows? Tiger and eagle are similar. Oh, eagle is an offshoot of tiger. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I've never actually done it on person. Oh God, yeah, that's a problem with me and stress balls too. Like they all eventually get those finger, those little crescents in them from me like squeezing them too hard with my fingernails. Real life Fists of the North Star. Well, that's the legend. Probably not, What it probably actually is striking the body in places where you are likely to cause a blockage in a blood vessel. And then, someone dies because there's like a hematoma, like cutting off blood to, something important like your head or your heart or something. I mean, that's probably the reality of it. It's just sort of like, okay, so if you strike here, the guy might really, that could, you have a chance of like the guy dropping dead from blood clot. Yep. You've accidentally cut yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or break a rib that will poke something. Yeah. That's another. It's yeah, exactly. So like you do that, and like a couple of people die a few days after or a couple weeks after they fight you, then you like get that reputation as having like he has the death touch. Like not really appreciating how that kind of shit can happen. Get in enough fights, something like that will probably happen. A lot of ways to kill people. Tiger sounds like it would be good for long nail people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you want them to be short enough that they don't just break off. Yeah, people die in boxing all the time from like hematomas and shit. Yep. You know, in fact, that's why in Rocky, dude like cuts his face open. You know, because he has this huge hematoma over his bucket. Cut me, Mick. You know, he's doing that so that the blood will come out and not coagulate inside the wound. Yeah, that is that's a real thing. Try telling that to my sons. Oh. If you want to talk about the real boys will be boys punching things. You know, just not necessarily people, but just the act of like punching something. That's one of the reasons why when people are like, oh, boys will be boys, I'm like, you're supposed to make them not do that shit. You know, and you're like, boys will be boys. You're supposed to, they're supposed to not do that. That's why that always sounded like bullshit for me. It's like, oh, boys will be boys. Yeah, you're supposed to help them become men, you idiot. You know, for a bunch of people to talk about manliness all the time, they do use the excuse of boys will be boys a lot. Yeah, 12-year-old boy. Yeah, we punch everything. Punch pillows, lockers, walls, trees, bedding, the ceiling if we can get that high. You know, and it ain't always because we're mad either. Sometimes it's just punching time. You know, and I know how to say it. Leave little boys on their own. They'll just start punching shit. You know? Hopefully not anything alive. You know, but they'll punch random things. They just do it. And you have to be like, hey, boy, don't punch the wall. It leaves a hole. You know? Yeah, it's clobbering time. Boo, 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 boo. Or swing your arms enthusiastically while you get close to something, you know? Boys do a lot of dumb physical shit. They do a lot of dumb physical things, you know? You know, but like I said, part of the point is knock it off. You know, knock that shit off. You know, like, but what do you do when you're not there? Look, man. You as a parent can only do so much. Just concentrate on what happens with the kid is in your purview. You know, when they are in grabbing range. Or if you're a woman, chancla range. See, that is an invaluable skill. Hit someone with a flip-flop. You get that shit got range, you know? Yeah, you could be like, oh, run all you want, boy. Oh my God. Man, like I'm also gonna tell you this. If you're not black, you need a black friend. I think everybody should have black friends, because then you get to witness black mom shit, which there's a whole other set of rules. You know? Put the fear of God in you. She knows, man. She just knows. Like I got memories of hanging out with some friends, and then the phrase, "You don't ever," and you're like, oh, here it comes. Oh no. Black Mama doesn't need the belt. She don't need a belt. Oh no. She don't need a belt. No. The belt is bullshit. Yeah, she's taking her earrings off. Run. It's like the last time I saw anything approaching that shit was when Angela Bassett's kid, one of her sons, like tried to trick her into believing that Michael B. Jordan had passed. He didn't, but this was like, around the time like Wakanda Forever was coming out. So like Chadwick Boseman was probably kind of on her mind. And the thing about the video that is so fucking funny is the one he recorded that got uploaded. The last thing you see is Angela Bassett come to him going, and then it like cuts off, and you're like, oh shit. There might still be a funeral. And he puts up an apology video, and he is like, holy shit. He's not like bleeding, he's not like wounded, but something happened. And I'm like, yeah, you fucked around and you found out. And I was like, I was fascinated because I don't know how to put it. I thought like, I didn't realize Angela Bassett still had that ghetto in her. She still had that. She still got the hood in her. And I'm like, it's like when you watched like fucking Will Smith slap Chris Rock. And you're like, oh shit, I know you still had it in you. Been a nice guy for so long. I forgot. Lived in Philly, born and raised. Oh shit! I forgot that wasn't just for the fucking show. And then there are all these like comics going like, oh, I don't know, he shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, well, I know he shouldn't have done it. You know, well, I don't know if we want to set the precedent that it's okay to do this. I was like, under what fucking circumstances is people not going to realize, yeah, you probably shouldn't just go up there and smack Chris Rock in the face. That's not a thing you should do, but I'm glad it happened. I'm still laughing about it. I am still, dude, I don't know how to fucking put it, but like, there are a couple things I know. One, everybody was like, all right, whatever you do, never make fun of Will Smith's wife, ever. Ever. The second is no one had the balls to make a diss track about that. Didn't have the balls. You know, why? He just did something about it. It's like, oh shit, he fucking punched Chris Rock. He slapped Chris Rock. Who am I? Uh-oh. You know? Because you know anyone who's going to try to make a diss track about Will Smith for that was just going to be some punk. Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I was like, I don't know how to put it. I'm like, gotta remember, these are Oscar winners, man. Oscar winners. You know, Will Smith's got Oscars. Fucking Angela Bassett's got Oscars. You know, I don't know what else to say, but I found myself going like, yeah, sometimes you got to keep it real. And I got to admit, I thought banning Will Smith for like 10 years from the Oscars was bullshit. I'm like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. Like, you know, 1 year, 2. Just to make the point. You know, just to make the point. But 10 years, I was like, oh, that's some white people shit. Like, if he had hit him with like a folding chair, maybe. Because that's how you know it's serious. That's how you know it's really serious. I think people were just shocked that anything like that would happen at the Oscars. And I'm like, dude, John Wayne tried to kill a woman at the Oscars. Danny Glover finally got an Oscar. You know what? I didn't know that. Was that the same year? I think that was the same year. Yeah. Yeah, Boondog's totally right about that folding chair. You haven't noticed someone uses a chair, a fucking brawl breaks out? I don't even know if you have to hit nobody with the chair. It's barely the same year. I mean, it's sad that overshadowed like, you know, Danny Glover's moment, because he definitely deserved it. Oh man, there he is hanging out with fucking Samuel Jackson, but they both got Oscars that year. Fuck. Damn. Fuck. What did they get it for? Because I don't remember what like Sam Jackson movies came out the previous year, or what movies with Danny Glover came out the previous year. Yeah, Marlon Brando refused the Oscars that year and sent a Native woman, American Indian woman in his place to accept it because he felt that he didn't need another Oscar. He didn't need another Oscar. What he wanted to do was he wanted to bring attention to like the shit that was happening to the indigenous people a number of times. Yeah. And John Wayne tried to murder her. Yeah, Duke was a piece of shit, turns out. Marlon Brando, a lot less so. Nuttier than Squirrel Shit, but not. And you didn't want to get on his bad side, but. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would have been his nomination for fucking The Godfather. Yeah, and he got it. Yeah. She passed away not too long ago. Yeah, Sasheen Littlefeather. Man. Yeah, I forget what it was specifically about. Yeah, she died in October. Yeah, Brando actually apparently befriended her because of her activism work, Littlefeather's activism work. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Oh my! In my brain, I was like, it couldn't have been Wounded Knee. It couldn't have been Wounded Knee. Yeah, it was Wounded Knee. Yeah, there were two incidents at Wounded Knee, one in the 1800s and one in the 1970s. God, I didn't realize that had happened twice. Fuck. Man, that would be like, yeah, that would be like setting off bombs in Tulsa again. Damn. Yeah, I wondered, thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I wonder why people were a little pissed off about that. It'd be like if Kent State had like a second massacre. You'd just be like, what? Again? Oh yeah, no, Brando talked about like James Dean. It did mess him up. It did fuck him up. Yeah, he actually talked about that. He's actually talked about that. You know, Dennis Hopper also talks about that. Because Dennis Hopper was, Dennis Hopper, I think he was a little bit younger than James Dean, and you know, back in the day, because like if you look back at like some Rebel Without a Cause, one of the rebels is Dennis Hopper. So, like, James Dean kind of took him under his wing and showed him a lot of what he was doing, which is, I believe James Dean was like Stanislavski method. And so he taught Dennis Hopper a lot of that. Yeah, Dennis Hopper was super close with James Dean, you know. Also super close with Jack Nicholson. Yeah, she had every right to speak in Brando's pace. The fact it was the second Wounded Knee incident speaks volumes. It does. It does. Yeah, I don't know if Jack Nicholson knew James Dean, though, because I think Dennis Hopper's a little bit older than Jack Nicholson. I'm pretty sure he had been acting for longer. Because it wasn't like Jack Nicholson didn't start acting until like the 60s. Dennis Hopper was there in the 50s. What's that? Yeah, it's the iconic performance, you know, Rebel Without a Cause. You know, kind of pointing out how like it's interesting because it's ultimately a story about a dysfunctional family, which was not the sort of thing that those weren't the sort of movies that Hollywood was you know doing before that. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And when you watch Rebel Without a Cause, you could totally see that. You could totally see that that's what Wiseau is trying to do. Yeah, Nicholson was part. Yeah, he was part of the Corman crowd. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. GL, you could totally see Vincent Price and Boris Karloff and Jack Nicholson. You know, you can totally see it. You know, especially in his performance of the Joker. That's where he really lets that loose. He really lets the influence of Price and Karloff inspire that fucking performance. And when you watch it again with it in mind, you're like, oh, you'll see it. You will absolutely fucking see it because Burton recognized it. Burton absolutely recognized it that's what Nicholson was doing. It's why he wanted him as the Joker. Yeah, The Shining is it's a different mix. It's a different mix of those two influences. Batman 89, like that's you can see the Boris Karloff and the Vincent Price that you know in Nicholson's Joker. You know, and it's very particular. Whenever he's being manic, it's Price. Whenever he's being threatening, it's Karloff. It's so good. You know, and just try to say some of those lines and those voices, you really notice it. Like, it comes into frame. Never rub another man's rhubarb. You're like, that's Vincent Price. That's such a Vincent Price. And because a lot of people don't everyone remembers Vincent Price as being like spooky and scary. But one of the things that a lot of people don't really acknowledge is how funny he is. In a lot of those movies, his performance is hysterical, you know? You know, like find a movie where he plays like an angry old queen. Oh, so good. So funny. You are number one, a guy. You know, because Price would mug. He'd mug for the camera. Karloff didn't tend to mug. He would make faces and let the camera fucking show it. So like, you know, the big Karloff moment, the two big Karloff moments in his Joker performance are mirror. Like that's a Karloff moment. The other one is wait till they get a load of me. You know, and you'll notice like during that the faces he's making, the way the camera moves and the fucking lighting, it's the Mummy. It's those scenes in the Mummy where like they would reveal like Karloff's face, you know? Oh, Professor Radigan is so good. I like the fact there's something also great about Vincent Price because he did not have a very good singing voice, but he loved to sing anyway. Yeah, Price is really good with a quick look, quick glance, and a sly expression. You know. And the thing that's all Jack Nicholson though. The thing that's almost all Jack Nicholson though is the laugh. That's him combining those two laughs and making something unique out of it. Yeah, this town needs an enema. Yeah, because there's a bit of his Easy Rider performance in the Joker as well, you know, and it's in, you know, this town needs an enema is a great example. That's totally like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Easy Rider, Jack Nicholson, you know. Because the whole, yeah, no, Jack Nicholson is great in The Witches of Eastwick. I just not a big fan of that movie. But his performance is great in it. But yeah. Go back and watch Batman 1989. Nicholson is combining Vincent Price and Boris Karloff. You know, because like the thing that's great about it is inspired by the 60s Batman. You know, his performance is inspired by 60s Batman. It's just that they allowed it to get sinister. You know, it's why that Joker performance is so iconic. You know, because basically he in many ways he took the Cesar Romero Batman, you know, Cesar Romero Joker and made him scary. I'm like, that's acting, man. And one of the things that Nicholson loves to do is make things creepy. You know, it's like one of his big things. He likes things to get creepy. You know, particularly when he's doing them. Like I think it was Matt Damon. It was Matt Damon talking about a movie that he had directed with Jack Nicholson starring. And I forget which one it was, but he plays a hitman. You know, he plays a hitman, and a lot of the scenes were rewritten because of Jack Nicholson's input. He's like, I want this guy to be really unnerving. You know, not in a manic way, but in a like, what is wrong with this guy? You know, in a way, I think the movie was done before No Country for Old Men. But you could definitely tell. And now I'm like, I think it was The Departed. No. You're right. Fucking hold on. Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson. Oh no, it was The Departed. Oh, I thought Matt Damon had like. It was a movie that he had directed. Oh no, it was Matt Damon was it was a movie he was co-starring with. Oh, god damn it. Yeah. Yeah, I could
1/8 of a page, and it said Costello executes man kneeling in the marshes. He looked at that and he goes, okay, I can do that, but I think I can make it better. So what I do is, instead of a man kneeling in the marshes, I make it a woman. But I'm not going to be alone. I put Ray in the scene with me, and I do the thing, and I shoot her in the back of the head, like it says in the script. But if you leave the camera rolling, I turn to Ray and I say, geez,
You feel funny.
now that's a really sinister thing to say, because it means I do this a lot and there's a way people fall. Now you could end the scene there, but if you leave the camera rolling, Ray steps forward and he reveals that he's holding an axe. He's gonna chop her up. Now you could end the scene there, but if you leave the camera rolling, I turn to Ray and say, I think I want to fuck her again. And he says, but if you keep the camera rolling, Ray stops and looks at me. And I go, ah. And that's a sinister thing to do because we're making a joke out of this whole thing.
Yeah. That was The Departed.
For some reason, just
whoops.
took off.
That was, in fact, The Departed. Yeah. And it was The Departed, I believe, was a remake of Infernal Affairs. Yeah. Okay, GL's backing me up on that. It was Infernal Affairs. Yeah. Which is probably why it's good they listen to Jack Nicholson's advice, because a lot of those little touches make The Departed its own movie, even though it's the exact same motherfucking plot. It's the exact same motherfucking plot. It's basically the same story. You know? Infernal Affairs? Ooh. Infernal Affairs versus The Departed. Ooh, that's a hard one. Oh, Splinter Cell Double Agent was also inspired by Infernal Affairs? Oh, I'm not surprised. It's a great movie. Ooh. I think Infernal Affairs edges it out. Just barely. Yeah, it's like Dread versus the Raid. You know, yeah, exactly. You know, like you're like, oh, ooh. It's like I would say that the Raid is a little bit better. You know, but that feels like you're doing a disservice to all the stuff that Dread did. That was its own flick. You know, like the way Dread is shot is very much its own movie. And the money shot of that fucking movie is great. The money shot of Dread is great. That's when they throw Mama off the fucking balcony. Like, oh man, that scene is amazing. That scene is amazing. You know, and that's all Dread. You know, the way they did that. It's all that movie. But yeah, everything, almost everything else is in many ways a reshoot of the Raid. I would say this, Raid 2 is better than both of them. All right, Eliza, you take care. You take care. You know, I would say Raid 2 is better than both Raid and Dread. Or that chick. Oh man, Raid 2. I loved Raid 2 so much. What was fucking Raid 2 feels like the hotel scene from The Protector the whole time. You know, just as you think we're just going to be in a slow character building scene, a fight breaks out in Raid 2, and the fights are ridiculous. They're all on that like level of, oh my god, like every action scene is a set piece in Raid 2. Excuse me. Yeah, the brother and sister in Raid 2 are awesome. Yeah, baseball Batman and Hammer Girl, you know? Oh, I haven't seen The Night Comes For Us or The Big Four. I haven't seen either of those. And it's movies like that. It's movies like The Raid 2 and The Protector and, you know, a lot of the Jackie Chan flicks that make you go, this is why you can't just replace actors with CGI. That's why. Because when you do it for real, it just hits different. It just works different. Oh, fuck yeah, Robo Vampire. I like Robo Vampire. That shit make no sense. For all of a sudden, for some reason, RoboCop show up, you know? Yeah, you thought Ong Bak was brutal? You know, and that is not a slouch. That is not a slouch martial arts flick, you know, but man, Raid 2. But yeah. That's one of those. That's why you can't just replace these people with like CGI like that. I'm like, look at that. It's fucking amazing. You could simulate every bit of that with CG and it still wouldn't hit as hard. Oh, Malum. Fuck. That is probably the best. That's one of the best remakes ever. You know, I don't know about, it might not be top 5, but it'd definitely be top 10. Yeah, Fury Road, another great example of why, no, just do it. The irony being, there's a ton of editing in that movie. Even in the, like, sustained shots, there's tons of editing because it's a George Miller flick. And George Miller has a particular way that the action scenes are edited, and it's Road Warrior times 10 in Fury Road, and you don't even notice. That's the cool thing. Like, 1 out of every, like, 12 frames is removed from every action sequence, and you don't notice it. There are scenes where in Fury Road, where if you examine it, a character moves 5 feet between frames. But if you just watch the movie, you don't notice. You do not notice. And that's one of the reasons why when anything happens, it hits so hard. Well, you feel it. You know, because like right before like anything blows up, or specifically right before anything hits anything else, there's like 10 frames removed. So it just goes really quickly. You know, it's easiest to spot in Road Warrior because it's an older movie where he had to do that by hand. And he did do it by hand. Think about that. Think about that. That 20-minute sequence where with the tank of gasoline, he meticulously went in and removed specific frames throughout the whole thing. Master editing. Like, master fucking cut and paste editing. Like, no one else does that. No one else does it. Yeah, the editing in Fury Road is amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can add touches with CGI that enhance everything, but the main axis gotta be in camera. It's gotta be happening. It's gotta be happening. I don't know how else to put it. You know, if someone's being attacked by a monster, there has, even if it's covered in CG, there had better be a fucking dude there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Furiosa as well. I don't know when that movie's gonna come out, but maybe another 5 years. Oh, is Anna Taylor-Joy playing young Furiosa? Oh, she is. Oh. Yeah, because this one's not even going to have Max in it. Yeah, so we'll get to see that world from a completely different angle.
Max Fury.
Man. Yeah, I could see her playing like a young Charlize Theron. Man, that's some big shoes to fill, though. Oh, they apparently did a makeup test. Oh, Jesus. That is eerie. That is eerie. Yeah, it is real easy to make Anna Taylor-Joy look like young Furiosa. Holy shit. Damn. Well, you know that she can deliver that performance, so good on them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Max is generally the rug that brings the whole room together. Yeah, no, exactly. You know, that's how he's used best. Like when we tried to make him a traditional hero in Thunderdome, it didn't quite work. I could see why he tried to go that route, though. You know, it makes sense. It's like, oh, we just have him. Let's go back and focus on Max. And that would have been okay. And that was okay. The first two acts of Beyond Thunderdome are great. You know, they're right up there with the other Max movies. Well, the previous two that had come before it, right on par with it. It's the third act where everything starts to get real wonky because you're like, I don't understand why this is happening. I don't know why we're doing this. Like, why are we going beyond Thunderdome? Does anyone remember? It's like there's a fabled city over there. Okay. And what does it have? Nothing. All right, put it that way, it seems like the whole movie is kind of pointless. You know, because it kind of is. That's the problem with it. You know, you're like, this story seems really pointless. Oh, is that what happened? George Miller had to leave production? Oh, man. Yeah, I have to look that up. Like that. I actually don't know much about the production of Thunderdome. Yeah, but if something like that happened, that would explain a lot. Well, I mean, they kind of already did use High Plains Drifter as the inspiration for Max in fucking both Fury Road, actually, like all the Mad Max sequels. That's what they've been doing. Like the embodiment of death. Huh. That's funny. I never really saw the High Plains Drifter that way. Yeah, High Plains Drifter is the one in the mining town. It's also that's the one that has what's his nuts? He has a bit part in it. Is it Richard Keel? He's in episodes of Wild Wild West. No. That's not what I'm thinking of. This was a movie. Yeah, was High Plains Drifter the one where like Clint Eastwood punches Richard Keel in the fucking balls and then helps him back up on a horse? Yeah. Now I'm like my Western knowledge is not as good as my horror knowledge, so I can't remember which one that is. It is one of. I might also be remembering it wrong. It might not have been Richard Keel, or it might have just been another big guy. Huh. Yeah, let me see. Clint Eastwood, Richard Keel movie. Pale Rider. I'm thinking of Pale Rider. Yeah. Fucking hits him in the balls with a stick and then helps him back on his horse. Yeah, it's Pale Rider I was thinking of. One of the heavy biblical elements of revenge. I don't. Let's see. High Plains Drifter. Yeah, I got confused because Pale Rider was was another mining town. Yeah, God, there are a lot of these. You're probably not thinking of the outlaw Josie Wales because he's actually named in that one. He's Josie Wales. Let's see. Did Eastwood? Yeah, he also he directed High Plains Drifter and Pale Rider. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but I never really saw the the man with the Clint Eastwood man with no name as being like death. Oh, it's implied he's the ghost for recently murdered lawman. Huh. Well, the weird thing is that in a lot of those movies, like Clint Eastwood is not. He's not like a fearsome figure unless you're the bad guy. You know, it ain't like Unforgiven. Like in Unforgiven, like that movie is grim. Yeah, I guess they do like kind of equate the High Plains Drifter with death. It's just weird that like a lot of those movies don't have that kind of tone. You know, Unforgiven does. But like Pale Rider is kind of like Pale Rider, fucking The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. You know, he's not like a figure of fear in those. And maybe he is imply High Plains Drifter, you know. Yeah, the Japanese remade Unforgiven. Oh well, here's the thing. Here's the thing you gotta understand about like a lot of westerns and a lot of samurai flicks, which is they inspired each other. And for that matter, the Ronin and the drifter of westerns, that's the same archetype. This is that one like does fancy shit with a gun, the other does fancy shit with a katana. Actually, I always imagined Spike Spiegel before Cowboy Bebop being a lot more like the dude from Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yeah, Seven Samurai and Magnificent Seven. Yeah, the same type of flicks, like same kind of tones. They were using the same tones, you know. And it was cool because like they're all Stranger Comes to Town stories. Just with the stranger being, this one guy. Yeah, is his name Blondie in fucking Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Because I remember the only character whose name I remember is Angel, the villain. I forget what the other two characters are actually called, but basically, I only know the bad. I only know that character's name. The good and the ugly, I forget what their characters are actually named. Yeah, John Ford inspired Kurosawa. Kurosawa inspired Ford. Yep. Mm-hmm. Tuco. Oh, that's okay. So Tuco, Blondie, and Angel. Angel Eyes was Lee Van Cleef. Yeah. I believe they did meet, actually. Yeah. The Man with No Name is from Fistful of Dollars. Oh, okay. Yeah, Fistful of Dollars is the one that's based on Yojimbo, right? Or is that the other way around? Let's see, Magnificent Seven. No, not the remake. Jesus fucking Christ. No, it was John Sturges. John Sturges did The Magnificent Seven. Also the director of The Great Escape and Gunfight at the OK Corral and Bad Day at Black Rock. Oh, The Great Escape. Hold on. Whether or not you know The Great Escape, you know The Great Escape. Come on, get to it. Here we go. Yeah, The Great Escape, like the godfather of all escape films. Fistful of Dollars is an unofficial Yojimbo remake. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, there are a few where it was like the cowboy movie inspired a samurai flick. And there are examples of samurai flicks being inspired. It went both ways. Oh, Jesus, got a little sunburn today. Yeah, Steve McQueen's out there with a baseball bat. Yeah, or with that baseball. Which is why everyone does that, you know? Dun 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 dun. Oh man. Well, yeah, Leave Van Cleef is great. Oh my God. Yeah. Going down like movie history, man. Movie history and the how films influence each other, you know, and just become part of culture, you know. Every fucking escape movie is basically The Great Escape. You know, Toy Story 3 is The Great Escape. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does have a bittersweet ending. You know, kind of like Butch Cassidy's Sundance Kid. Oh, I forgot Richard Attenborough was in The Great Escape. You're right. Yeah, The Great Escape, Escape from L.A., Guns of Navarone, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, exactly. You know, like, yeah, Joseph, you're getting it. You're getting it. That's how a lot of that's the thing. That's a lot. That's how a lot of movies are made, which is basically taking something that has existed and putting a new spin on it. Hell, that's the way a lot of stories are made in general. It's just most obvious when you do it in film. Uh, because we're visual creatures, and so when we see it, it's easier to recognize. But literature does it too. Oh no, I prefer it when directors are very clear about their influences. I actually prefer it when people pay homage to what inspires them. I vastly prefer it. Yeah, it's the nature of storytelling. Like we retell it in a different way. Yeah, it worked for Star Wars. You know, Star Wars was basically the Forbidden Fortress. Was it the Hidden Fortress or the Forbidden Fortress? I think it was the Hidden Fortress. Kurosawa flick. Yeah, we can't steal ideas. Where are we gonna get them? You know? You know, as damning as that line is supposed to be in that Simpsons episode, like, it's also the most true. It's also the most honest. We're not allowed to rip off ideas. Where are they going to come from? Yeah, Hidden Fortress, but it's in space, you know? Yeah, what was yeah, Empire Strikes Back was I forget what inspired that. It might have been the Two Towers. Yeah, Mandalorian is Lone Wolf and Cub. That's why that works so well. It's why it works so well. You know? They were like, it's Lone Wolf and Cub with a baby Yoda and fucking, you know, Boba Fett or a Boba Fett guy. You know, for those that didn't know what a Mandalorian was. And it's like, oh, I'm in. Like I'm in, you know, like I'm now really interested in this. So I'm like, that's a great story to tell in Star Wars. All's Quiet on the Western Front meets Evil Dead. Oh man. That's a hard needle to thread. That would be a hard needle to thread. Like, I'm trying to figure out how you would do that. Yeah, Road to Perdition is also Lone Wolf and Cub. Yeah, the guy who wrote it was very clear. Yeah, he straight up said that. It's like, yeah, it's Lone Wolf and Cub and Prohibition. Yeah, wasn't that who did Road to Perdition? Based on a graphic novel. Yeah, I know that, but who did the graphic novel? Max Allan Collins. Huh. Is he still with us? I think he is. Yep. Let's see, what comics has he done? Oh, Grimjack number 11. Oh, he wrote for Grimjack. Okay. That makes sense. Huh. Nice. Yeah, but how do you combine that with All's Quiet on the Western Front? Like, you could set it in World War II, but that's not All's Quiet on the Western Front. You know, like to make it All's Quiet on the Western Front, like they have to kind of die ignominiously and unrecognized. Like they have to lose. Actually, the funny thing is, I think about it, like Zombie combined with All's Quiet on the Western Front kind of happened. It's called Night of the Living Dead. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If like you wanted to adding the Deadites is what specifically makes it hard. You know, if you want that tone, the tone of the Deadites, that's way harder. You know? Yeah, I'd have to see it. Like I'd have to see it because that strikes me as hard to do. You know, not saying it shouldn't be done, just saying that yeah, you got your work cut out for you on that one. Damn. Like it'd be way easier to combine Evil Dead with Catch 22. Something like that being a prequel to Demon Knight. I feel like there's something to that. I don't know if that's quite the right fit, but like, I think there's something in there worth exploring. It's an interesting idea. Undead fighter pilots, broken tanks, soldiers rising and slaughtering former friends. Oh. Oh. So kind of like Overlord, but doing it as like a serious trauma movie. Ooh, yeah, that is a hard sell. That is a hard sell. Yeah, that strikes me as like an A24 style film. Yeah, that's a studio that might go for it. Man, yeah, that'd be hard because that thing has to be a real downer. Yeah, it'd have to be a real downer, you know? Like we're talking like Saving Private Ryan before we get to the epilogue, you know? You know, because you can't bring. I don't know if you can bring him out of it. Otherwise, it's not all's quiet on the Western Front. You know, like it. Yeah, I'm starting to see it now. Yeah, you mentioned like undead fighter pilots, broken tanks, and soldiers rising and slaughtering former friends. Like, oh, I'm getting it now. Now I'm getting it. You know how I would pitch it though? This is how I would pitch it. I'd modify the pitch. Instead of saying Evil Dead, say Walking Dead. Walking Dead meets All's Quiet on the Western Front. That pitch, I think, would have legs. That, I think, puts them there in the right headspace to understand what you would be doing. Because if you did it Evil Dead style, people would expect it to be goofy. It would basically be a horror comedy, which you could still do. You know, you could still do that movie. But but if it is supposed to be funny, you got to make that clear at the outset. You can still have a downer ending. You can still have kind of a downer ending, but if the majority of the trip is funny, then the guys who make the decision know what to do with the movie. You know what I mean? But if you want it to be serious, say Walking Dead. Because then that'll tell them how to fucking sell the movie. Oh, I haven't seen Past Glory. Or Paths of Glory. Ooh, it was banned. Oh, it's the Kirk Douglas No Man's Land movie. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that or Johnny Get Your Gun. Yeah. Yep. Operation Dragoon. Oh, man. Yeah. It's more like if you want it to be like ghoulish and fun, like say that at the outset. Like no, it's supposed to be funny. It's a black comedy. It's a dark comedy. Yeah, one of the things I know is that the elevator pitch is real super important. It got to explain in a way that they'll get it, and that can be hard. Well, that's an understatement. Like, yeah, it's really hard because for me, like trying to come up with a pitch for Babylon has been a headache. You know, I keep trying different ones. Like it's Nightbreed meets the Warriors. You know, you know, stuff like that. Or like Nightbreed meets Pulp Fiction. Johnny comes marching home. Day of the Dead. If we focused on homeless people and an Iraq war vet. Did you actually sell that one? See, now I'm just waiting for a response. I have been going for like 3 hours. Maybe it's time for me to like, chill, get back and chill. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna go for now. Hey Malsadon, you got here just as I was about to go. So on that front. Hi, kitty. All right, I gotta deal with this cat situation. Otherwise, there's probably gonna be a cat brawl here. So until next time, I'll face Adonis, Disco Inferno. Y'all in the pit, have a good time. Satan, I love you all very much. Hail Satan.